Listen carefully. Warriors, what I'm about to share will reveal a truth most people never see until it's way too late. The world doesn't want you to be strong. It doesn't want you feeling confident. And it definitely doesn't want you living free. The second you start giving help, making sacrifices, and showing kindness to people, they quickly learn something dangerous about who you are. They can control you. They figure out they can make you feel guilty. They discover they can use you over and over again without facing any consequences. And here's the part that nobody ever warns you about. Once people see you as someone soft and easy to manipulate, they will work hard to keep you that way. Once they notice you follow orders and stay obedient, they'll do everything possible to maintain that obedience. They never want to see you rise up and become powerful. What they really want is for you to stay predictable, harmless, and simple to control whenever they need something from you. I learned this truth the hard way by watching someone I knew very well, a friend who had a pure heart, the kind of person who said yes way too often to everyone's requests. They handed out their time like it was unlimited, drained their energy helping others constantly, and stayed loyal to people who gave them absolutely nothing back. But the world just kept taking advantage of them. People walked all over their kindness, used their silence against them, treated their good nature like it was a weakness they could exploit. And every single time they put their trust in someone, that trust came back completely broken and destroyed. Then one day, this person just disappeared for a while without any message or update, leaving nothing but total silence. When they finally came back into my life, something fundamental had changed deep inside them. This wasn't the same soft, fragile person the world used to break down and take advantage of anymore. They returned with calmness, sharp focus, and complete emotional control, like a fire had burned inside them, but instead of destroying who they were, it made them sharper and stronger. They looked straight at me and said something I'll never forget. I finally figured out how human nature really works, and I stopped letting the world control my decisions and my life. That's the exact moment I realized the old political strategist was absolutely right about everything. Power never belongs to kind people who give everything away. Power goes to the ones who truly understand how people think and behave, to those who stay disciplined no matter what, to the strategic thinkers, to the individuals who refuse to let anyone control them. And right now, I'm going to share with you the exact changes and transformations that turned my friend from an easy target into someone completely untouchable, not just stronger than before, but ruthless in a disciplined and controlled way, totally focused, mentally sharp, and completely immune to any kind of manipulation tactics. This message isn't meant for weak people who want to stay comfortable. It's designed for the ones who are finally ready to destroy their old identity and build a new version of themselves that commands respect without ever having to beg for it. Before we go any further, write this statement in the comments section so your mind locks into the right mental state. I rise now. The first transformation you absolutely must make is brutally simple. Stop giving away your energy to people who just drain you empty. Most people don't even realize this basic fact. But every single time you offer help, attention, kindness, or emotional support to someone, you're basically handing out pieces of your own strength and power. And when those pieces fall into the wrong people's hands, they don't protect what you gave them or appreciate it, they just exploit it for their own benefit. The world is completely full of people who have mastered the art of taking from others. They know exactly how to smile at you while draining every bit of energy you have. They know exactly how to act helpless and weak, so you'll jump in to fix all their problems for them. They know how to play innocent, so you'll give them another chance even after they've betrayed you. They know how to make you feel guilty, so you stay loyal and keep giving while they contribute absolutely nothing to your life. Every time you give without thinking about the cost, you make yourself visible and known as an energy source that people can tap into. And the exact moment someone sees you as a provider of free help and resources, they will keep coming back to take more and more until there's literally nothing left for you to give. The strategic thinker from history understood this perfectly and clearly. He taught that being generous is actually dangerous when you direct it toward the wrong people, because it weakens your position in life and invites parasites who want to feed off you. When you give too much to too many people, your generosity stops being a strength and turns into a major vulnerability. When you care about others more than you should, Your heart becomes an easy target for people to attack. And when you try to save everyone around you from their problems, you end up losing all the strength you need to save yourself from your own struggles. This world runs on one simple truth that never changes. People value and respect what they have to work hard for, not what they receive completely free without any effort. That's exactly why the energy you give away so easily gets ignored most of the time, dismissed as worthless, or completely forgotten the second they don't need you anymore. The more you offer people without limits, the less respect they have for you. The more you sacrifice your own needs for theirs, the less they appreciate what you do. And the more available you make yourself to everyone, the less valuable you become in their eyes. You need to understand something critical here. Giving itself is not a bad thing. Helping people is not wrong. Being kind is definitely not the same as being weak. But giving without any control or boundaries absolutely is destructive. When you hand out your energy without ever measuring what it costs you, you turn your own power into a tool that other people can use against you. And the people who benefit from all your effort and sacrifice will never truly understand the price you pay to be that supportive, that available, and that dependable for them. They will only notice one thing: that you're always there whenever they need something. So they just assume you will always be there forever, no matter how they treat you. That's exactly why you must learn to redirect your power in smarter directions. Give your energy to people who show real loyalty through their actions, not to people who only make excuses. Give to the ones who actually match your effort and energy, not to the ones who just drain it away from you. Give your time and resources to those who are building something meaningful with you, not to those who just feed off your strength like parasites. The strategist once said that if you absolutely must give something to someone, then give it in a way that actually strengthens your own position instead of weakening it. Your energy is not some charity you owe to the world. Your time is not cheap or worthless. Your mind is not a playground for everyone to mess around in. Your heart is not a free resource that everyone gets unlimited access to. When you finally stop giving too much away, something powerful starts to happen in your life. You get back control. You become selective instead of just reactive to every request. You protect your strength instead of wasting it on people who don't deserve it. You stop bleeding your resources for people who wouldn't give you even a single drop if you needed help. And when you finally pull all your energy back to yourself, the world that once drained you completely starts to collapse without you holding it up, because the real power was always yours and yours alone. Write this statement in the comments to lock this lesson deep into your identity. My energy is gold. Every single betrayal you've ever faced in your life carries an important message inside it. And the exact moment you learn how to read that message correctly, you stop suffering from the pain and you start rising above it. Most people completely fall apart when someone lies to them, abandons them, cheats on them, or disrespects them in terrible ways. They take the betrayal personally, like it's some kind of punishment aimed directly at their worth as a human being. But betrayal is not a punishment sent to destroy you. It's actually information being delivered to you. It shows you who was never really loyal in the first place. It exposes the hidden motives people were hiding behind their smiles. It uncovers the real truth that was always there behind all the fake kindness. It teaches you lessons about things you kept refusing to see because you wanted to believe the best in people. When someone betrays your trust, they're not actually breaking you as a person. What they're really doing is revealing their true nature and character to you. And once you fully understand their real nature, you suddenly gain a massive advantage over them. The old strategist understood this better than almost anyone in history. He believed betrayal was something that would always happen eventually because human beings are naturally driven by self-interest and personal gain, not by the promises they make with their words. Instead of breaking down emotionally, he advised leaders to carefully analyze why the disloyalty happened in the first place, what pattern it follows, and how to prevent the same thing from happening again in the future. This is exactly how you must start thinking too, not emotionally like most people do, but strategically like a chess player. Every insult someone throws at you becomes valuable insight into their character. Every rejection you face becomes a redirection toward better opportunities. Every disappointment you experience becomes important data you can study and learn from. When someone finally shows you their true face behind the mask, don't waste time crying about it. Instead, take detailed mental notes. Study the timing of when it happened, the real motive behind their actions, and the pattern you can now recognize. Ask yourself these critical questions. What did they actually want from me? What were they hiding this whole time? What did they hope I would never notice or figure out? Their betrayal is never random or accidental. It's actually a clear blueprint showing you exactly how people operate when their masks finally fall off and their true intentions get exposed. The pain you feel during any betrayal is simply your old illusions and false beliefs dying inside you. The trust you gave away so freely was given to someone completely unworthy of receiving it. The expectations you held so tightly were built on a false image of who you thought they were. And now that the real truth is finally visible and clear in front of you, you have exactly two choices to make. You can either collapse under the weight of that truth, or you can convert it into pure strength and power. To become truly ruthless in the best way possible, you absolutely must choose conversion every single time. Turn betrayal into fuel that powers your growth. Let the pain sharpen your awareness and make you smarter instead of letting it weaken your spirit and break you down. Use every lesson to upgrade your intuition about people. Strengthen your boundaries so they can't be crossed so easily. Reinforce your judgment so you can spot fake people faster. Stop giving second and third chances to people who already completely destroyed their first chance with you. When someone betrays you, don't ever try to repair what they already broke beyond fixing. Don't chase after them begging for answers. Don't beg them to come back. Don't demand closure or explanations from them. Their action of betraying you already gave you all the closure you could possibly need. Let silence become your only answer to them. Let distance become the shield that protects you. Let your personal growth become the best revenge you could ever get. The strategist once said something powerful. Men forget the death of their father sooner than they forget the loss of their fortune. What this means is that people protect whatever benefits them the most. When someone decides to betray you, they simply chose what they thought would give them the biggest advantage in that particular moment. That choice reveals everything about their true nature and character. And once their nature is fully revealed to you, their influence and power over you is completely gone, but only if you actually allow it to be gone. You must let betrayal transform you into someone who sees people clearly for who they really are. Someone who doesn't keep repeating the same mistakes over and over. Someone who no longer trusts people blindly without proof. Someone who never again hands their power over to people who are unworthy of holding it. When you treat betrayal as education instead of destruction, your mind becomes completely untouchable by manipulation. You stop fearing loss because every loss teaches you mastery over yourself. You stop fearing disloyal people because every disloyal person becomes a teacher showing you what to avoid. And you stop fearing pain because pain becomes your intelligence and your advantage. Write this statement in the comments to lock this transformation deep into your identity. Pain makes me sharper. One of the greatest prisons any person can live inside is the constant fear of what other people think about them. Most people walk through their entire lives basically begging for validation from others without even realizing they're doing it. They constantly adjust their personality to fit in. They soften their voice so they don't offend anyone. They shrink their confidence down, and they twist themselves into uncomfortable shapes just to fit other people's expectations of who they should be. They apologize for their choices even when they did nothing wrong. They explain every single move they make. They wait for permission to live their own life the way they want. That constant hunger and desperate need for approval is exactly why they stay controlled by others. When you need people's acceptance just to feel okay about yourself, you automatically hand them all the power to shape your decisions and control your behavior. They don't even have to manipulate you directly with words. Your own insecurity does all the work for them automatically. The strategist understood deeply that human beings crave recognition and acceptance so intensely that they willingly weaken themselves just to avoid being judged by others. But he also taught something equally important, that real power belongs to the person who stops caring about external opinions and judgments. Approval from others is like a chain around your neck. The exact moment you drop that chain and walk away from it, you become dangerous in the absolute best way possible. You must accept a truth that's hard to swallow. People usually don't understand your real intentions, and honestly, they rarely even care enough to try. They're way too busy judging everything from their own limited perspective. They're too absorbed and distracted by their own insecurities. They're too caught up in their own personal challenges and problems. If you keep explaining and justifying your decisions to everyone, you're giving them front row seats in the theater of your life, even though most of them haven't earned any right to be there watching you. Silence becomes your strongest armor and protection. When you stop explaining yourself to everyone, you automatically create mystery around you. When you stop apologizing for who you are, you create real authority. When you stop seeking approval from others, you create complete freedom for yourself. People naturally respect what they don't fully understand because uncertainty forces them to observe you much more carefully than before. And that careful observation creates influence you never had before. When someone cannot predict your next move, they cannot control you. When they cannot decode your thinking, they cannot attack you effectively. When they cannot access your real motives, they cannot set traps for you. Most people talk way too much, share way too much personal information, and explain way too much because they fear being misunderstood by others. But you must learn to fully embrace being misunderstood. Let people assume whatever they want. Let them guess about your intentions. Let them talk and gossip. Their opinion changes absolutely nothing about your direction and your goals. You must build a mindset where your internal compass is always stronger than any external noise. Every single time you make any choice, ask yourself this simple question: is this decision for me and my goals, or is it for their approval? If the honest answer is for them, then you already lost before you even started. Your life cannot be led by public opinion. Your goals cannot be shaped by fragile strangers who don't even know you. Your identity cannot be defined by the insecure minds around you. The strategist once said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." Many people misread this quote completely, but the true meaning is actually simple. Independence is more valuable than approval could ever be. Once you stop needing acceptance from others, you stop fearing their disappointment. Once you stop waiting for permission, you stop giving others control over your life. Once you stop chasing validation, you naturally start attracting real respect instead. Make decisions without announcing them to everyone. Move forward without broadcasting your plans. Build your success without seeking applause. Your silence becomes a powerful statement. Your discipline becomes a clear message. Your presence alone becomes enough. And the exact moment you release the need for approval, you step into the version of yourself that intimidates insecurity and inspires real strength in others. Write this statement in the comments so your mind remembers exactly who you are becoming. I validate myself. Detachment is not about being cold or emotionless. It is about having command over yourself. The moment you detach from outcomes, you stop reacting to everything and everyone around you. Most people stay trapped in emotional chaos because they cling to results they cannot control, to people who do not value them, and to expectations that will never be met. Their peace depends on replies, validations, and situations outside their power, which makes them predictable, fragile, and easy to manipulate. When someone knows you are emotionally tied to a specific outcome, they can steer your behavior with very little effort. If they sense you fear losing them, a slight change in tone makes you submit. If they see you crave a response, they delay it and watch you unravel. Detachment cuts those strings. It is the discipline of stepping back internally while remaining present externally. Nothing owns your mind. Nothing commands your emotional state. You observe instead of chase. You respond instead of react. You stay still when others expect an explosion. And that stillness creates fear in manipulators because they can no longer decode or control you. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It means you refuse to sacrifice your internal balance for anything beyond your control. Write this in the comments to anchor it. I stay unshaken. Boundaries are not walls that keep people out. They are weapons that protect your power. Without them, you become open territory, easy to invade and easy to drain. People only complain about your boundaries when your lack of boundaries used to benefit them. The moment you protect your energy, parasites panic, users become irritated, and manipulators reveal themselves. Boundaries show where your power begins and where their influence ends. They are not cruelty, they are clarity. Every time you say no, you sharpen your authority. Every time you deny access to someone who drains you, you reclaim strength. Every time you limit who enters your inner space, you increase your power. You cannot stop people from trying to take advantage of you, but you can stop giving them opportunities. You cannot force respect, but you can withdraw access until respect is shown. Boundaries protect your mental clarity, emotional strength, and peace. And peace is power. Those who respect your limits will stay. Those who refuse will fade. And that is the filter you need. Write this in the comments to seal it. My boundaries stand. None of this matters if you do not act. Watching powerful ideas without applying them is like sharpening a sword you never use. The world does not reward understanding. It rewards execution. Apply one principle today, another tomorrow, and keep stacking these changes until the old version of you, the one who lived without detachment or boundaries, no longer exists. Walk forward with calm focus. The world belongs to those who command themselves first. Go and become untouchable.